covered these two before, is Bartrum and Paul Davies. They are both from Birmingham, and Paul Davies is from Gornal, which is in the Black Country. It's like Yam Yam Land. With the Bartrum case, both of these were in court this week, but we'll start with Bartrum. He was a police inspector for Birmingham City Police. He used to work in the city centre around tens of thousands of children every day going to school and coming home. He was caught with hundreds of sexual images of children. He said himself to the police. He's the police, but anyway, yeah. That he was happy he got caught because he thought he was going to these images and he uploaded them online. And also, when he was bailed initially, when he first got arrested for it, he was bailed and he was still able to work. Can someone explain that to me, how he was still a police officer after being caught with child porn? And while he was on bail, he videoed a six-year-old boy in the city centre when he was on duty. And what he did was he recorded the bottom half of the boy's body. So it was sexualized, and obviously him being a dirty pervert, it was obvious what it was for. They caught, I don't know how they caught him with this, but they did. And basically what's happened today is he went guilty and he has been suspended sentence. Basically, he had 16 months suspended sentence, I think it was. I don't even get, it was a couple of months anyway. It doesn't really matter because it was not enough and it was disgusting and it's disgraceful. And I'm struggling to justify how they could actually let this guy who represented their police force and represented Birmingham as a whole, and he's just been disgraced. Initially, they withheld his address because they was treating him with special priorities because he was a police officer. But he wasn't a police officer. He was just a pervert pretending to be a police officer. At no point in that man's career was he ever a police officer. And he lived in West Brum. It's just... Paul Davies has been a police officer for about 20, 30 years, I think it was. I've done a video on him before, and what happened was a lot of children commented saying that he'd been to their school. With a bit of research into his actual role as a police officer in the area, I discovered that he was actually a child protection officer. Yes, I reiterate my statement. He was a child protection officer. He was in charge of basically dealing with vulnerable children in schools and approaching them and talking to them about being safe online. And what he did was he had child sex porn images, but he also chatted up a young girl and started WhatsApping, messaging her, and got her to send him her videos of her performing a sex act upon herself. And then he did the same to her. And this girl was, I think she was 16 or something like this. So he's got gross misconduct in a public office, etc., and indecent images. He will be sentenced on March the 3rd, but again, I imagine he will... I don't even see him going to prison. Being perfectly honest with you, I actually believe he may get a suspended sentence. And if that is the case, what is going on when men in these positions of power are not being punished even more? But these guys do know better. These guys are professionals, so I just, it's shocking. I want to hear what people have to say on this.
The awareness about the dangers of synthetic cannabinoids. So why are you and your officers out here today?
My officers and myself are here today to issue information leaflets to members of the public regarding the dangers of synthetic cannabis known on the streets as spice and mamba, and how they can support individuals who are suffering from the effects of these drugs.
Thank you very much.
So please drop a comment, give it a share, give it a like. I really appreciate you listening and all the support as well. Please keep it up, guys. This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel.